a resolution.
A resolution or a way for us or a motivation for us to be better. So it's not always something negative, but it depends on how we see it and how we deal with it. Okay? So, one, communication, two, competition. Okay, here we are listing the components of conflict. All right. Okay. So, of course, a competition with lack of resources and opportunities, like to actually make the difference. A competition with no resources and no opportunities will definitely lead to conflict. When a competition with resources, with opportunity, manpower, which means like people who are actually working enough to building interpersonal skills and more individual skills. Okay. So the third component is inconsistency. Something you mentioned, inconsistency. Okay. What do I mean by inconsistency? Something that both of the groups mentioned. If you remember, Rosemary, you were talking about policies, you were talking about sharing with your team. You also went to how specific you should be with your SMART objectives. But going back to the policies and the changes that occur in an organization or a group. These changes will definitely lead to conflict if we don't do what Rosemary is saying, is to actually keep our team members involved and informed of the changes. Okay, and with complete transparency. Okay, it makes sense to you?
Yes.
It's clear? Okay. Diversity. What do you think about diversity?
Because no man is the same.
Hmm?
We're not all equal. We have different ideas.
We're equal.
No, I mean we have
But we are
different
different.
ideas.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. I understand. Okay, and what could this actually lead to?
It can lead to a positive change because I believe that their strength is not on the similarities, but on the diversity, the differences. Like there is an exchange of ideas which will lead to a better understanding of each individual members and come up to a positive solution to uh, to solve conflicts.
This is how we positively use this. This when we are actually aware. And I believe from everything that we already said that you know how different everyone is. So diversity is main cause for conflict because usually
Yes.
the people who didn't work enough on accepting differences or accepting the support or the different in how they provide support. And this is also something you mentioned. Uh,
The respect of each individual differences.
yes, I wanted to say something else here. Something based on what you shared. What was I saying?
The devil got it away.
A keyword. Understand. I wanted to say something. Ah, yes. So as you were saying, when you were talking about leadership, when you were talking about how a leader should be adapting or should understand the style and the styles of this team member. This is what I wanted to
Yeah.
say. Because it's not the other way around. It's not gonna be like the team, oh my god, like this manager, I need to adapt to her style. I should come very early, I should finish very no. The leader should make you feel comfortable. You need to do your work without additional stress. Like life is already
Pressure.
full of stress, so you don't need additional stress to your work. Okay, so here when we talk about diversity, as we said, it could be a cause for uh, conflict if we are not accepting the differences and we are not taking these differences to our own advantage because it's good to be different. It's good to have many
Different.
minds with different perceptions, with different point of views, as long as we can manage this, as long as we have good communication skills. Okay? You agree?
Yes, I
Makes
agree.
sense? Amazing. From diversity, we move to perspective, and we were just talking about perspective. Since, you know, each one of us has a specific perspective, right? There's a lens that we look at things from this lens. You see maybe the same incident, maybe Mary and I would see it differently. Maybe I would think it's very dramatic, and maybe she would feel that it's okay. Okay, so perspective is another main reason for conflict because usually we say if someone has another like perspective,
Understanding.
it's really, really, really hard to be like it's gonna be in vain to actually explain what you mean to this person. But of course, with all the good skills that you have, you can actually find a common
Denominator.
ground, okay? Despite the differences uh, in perspective. But usually it is a main cause for conflict, okay? Because usually it's hard. Now we're talking about it, we're not in the situation, but usually it's very hard for people to step out of their own
Shells.
perspective and put themselves in someone else's shoes. So this is what we are going to try to learn or practice also today. Okay? Uh, and now we have interdependency. Okay. uh, Also when we are in a big organization, so usually a lot of people are working together, so when there's this dynamic, of course conflict is more likely to rise. Exactly, it's more likely to rise because there are too many opinions. A lot of people are working together. Maybe her work is like based on she on her job. If she doesn't finish, maybe Mary will be late. Mary will maybe keep Brazil late because Myra didn't submit, etc. Okay, so conflict will rise when there are lots and lots of people doing the work and interacting. Okay. Uh, so, and lastly, we have emotional what? You want to tell us about emotional intelligence, Myra?
On my own perspective.
Yes.
Emotional intelligence is an ability to feel your coworkers.
Yes.
Not all of us understand the same situation. As you say, Mary, or it will I will understand it different. But the key is to have this feeling, the same feeling, the common feeling that how will you feel in that situation? Like
What do we call it usually? Remember the main qualities of leader?
the main qualities of a leader is to have
I'm sorry I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. So you're
is to
talking about
feel
empathy.
yes, empathy.
Yes. So she's talking about empathy. Usually, a person who has empathy,
Empathy, feel
yes, it's very easy for us to put ourselves in
in their
someone
shoes.
else's shoes. So we let's try to say we are more sensitive to their feelings because we will never be able to feel what the other person is feeling. I will never be able to feel what Myra is feeling, but I can be sensitive to what she's feeling. Okay? Because in reality, no one will ever feel what another person is feeling. So, but we can put ourselves in their shoes. We can be sensitive to their feelings, and we can take into consideration their feelings, their experience, their capacity. Okay, clear. Makes
Clear.
sense to you?
It makes sense.
Amazing. What time is it?
It's just past 12.
12:10. Okay, now we're gonna play.
Yee, yee, yee. I like to play.
Nice. This training is actually full of activities.
Full of fun.
Fun. Almost cash cash, but okay. You know the game rock, paper, scissors? Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors?
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. We usually play it when we were small.
Rock, paper, scissors, but we're not gonna play rock, paper, scissors, but something similar.
Okay.
Okay? Uh, we're gonna call it nothing, something, anything. I will also write this down. So, we're gonna play the game. Game alert. So, something, no, nothing, something, anything. Okay? I forgot that. Ouch. You're gonna be working in pairs. Amazing. So you're gonna be working in pairs. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna have two parts for this. Okay? First time, so we're gonna have like for example if me and Myra, we're gonna say nothing, something, anything, and then we're gonna say something random. For example, dog, cat, I don't know,
Anything.
uh, whatever,
Tiger.
travel, anything that comes up to your mind. You don't have to think about it. At the beginning, what you okay, now we're gonna learn the difference between debate and dialogue. Okay, so debate, I want to convince her that dogs are, for example, if she said cats, dogs are more loyal. Okay, it's gonna be a debate. So I don't really want to know. I'm very sure that dogs are the best. Okay, and she's very sure that cats are the best. You get it? You want us to try something first?
Let's try first.
I need someone to try it with
Try
me.
first.
You want to try it with me?
Yeah.
Yalla. Let's agree on something. Ella, you don't agree, but Lipna, we're gonna agree so we can make it in the.
Saan ba yung kamera nito? Sus Marius.
Okay. You ready? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. Something. Anything.
Nothing, something, anything.
Let me say the word. Okay.
Excited.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing, something, anything.
Wind.
The sun is better. No, the sun is a hot. It gives light.
Wind
It
is
gives
better.
light. It gives warmth.
gives
No,
us light.
no, sun is better. No, bird, it will fly. No, I don't like the sun. Keeps you beautiful. No,
Oh my
no,
God.
the sun is better.
Okay? This is what I want in the first phase. Okay? This is a debate. You see, no one is listening to anyone. She wants to prove her point, I want to prove my point. So, let's get together in pairs. You want to separate from me?
Separate with me.
Divorce.
Let's get them divorced. So, Mary, Myra.
Okay.
Mary, May. Brazil,
Fidela.
Fidela. Rowena, Estelle.
Palengke naman niya.
Estelle, Marites. Oh my God.
Marites.
No. Are we serious?
It's just a name.
Okay. Imelda and Jenny.
Ala and Rosemary.
Rosemary, Tracy, and Yala. So you can stand here in pairs. And
Yes,
start
here.
to fight.
Yeah, I'm here in front.
Yalla, enthusiasm. By the way, girls, do not agree on the word. Me and Myra agreed just because I wanted to show you.
Yes.
You don't agree.
You don't agree together like I'll choose just you choose this. Each
Just
one
say
of
it.
you
What's in the
says whatever comes up to her mind. Okay, do not agree. No. I saw you agree. That's what I say. Do not agree. So,
Sabi sa gitna.
Myra and I agree because I wanted to act just like to make it happen.
No.
So, please, yalla kalikon, everyone. I'm gonna count till 3. I'm gonna count till 3. So all of you together will say nothing, something, anything. Remember?
Say anything you want.
On the count of 3, you say this and then you say the word on your mind, and you start the debate.
Guys,
Okay.
active listening. Active listening. Our
Ready?
rules. Yes, ma'am.
You ready? Okay, so I'm gonna move so you can see it. Can you see it clearly?
Yes. Yes. Where am I supposed to stand so I can catch all of you?
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, go!
Si Jess nga lahat na ng prutas sinabi niya.
What happened? The phone exploded.
Ako nga lahat sinabi ko na para wala. Sabi ko na wala na.
She tell all the fruits.